What's up, guys, and welcome back to Fanboy Talks, the channel all about what you fanboys and fangirls might care about. My name is, of course, Vaughn Hyde, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about something that is near and dear to my heart. That is the Fable series. Now, it is very possible that there is going to be a Fable game coming out, and I would like to give you guys a brief overview of what I specifically want in a Fable game. But also, what I want to do is tell you guys a brief history of Fable entirely and tell you what I thought about the other games as well. I don't know how long this video is going to be, so just stick with me and I will see you guys near the end of this video. Also, if you guys would like to, make sure to pop over to patreon.com/fanboytalks. You can pledge there and you can give me some moolah, $1, $2, $5, however much you guys would feel like. You don't obviously have to do it if you don't want to. It just helps me out. And you guys can get some special perks. You guys can vote on topics for these videos and all sorts of other stuff, including like podcast stuff, thank you messages, and all sorts of awesome stuff. So yeah, that's it for this. I will see you guys at the end of the video. Recently, there has been a large amount of rumors speculating that there may be a new Fable game in development by Playground Games, the creator of the Forza Horizon series of racing games. From what I understand, there's a very distinct possibility that we will, in fact, be getting a new Fable game. So today, I wanted to talk to you about not only what I want from a new Fable game, but also just what made those games so amazing. Except for Fable 3 and The Journey. Real quick though, I would absolutely recommend playing the games before watching this, as it may contain spoilers for the series as a whole. Don't worry though, you don't have to break out your original Xbox. Fable received a remaster with all its original DLC in 2014 for the 360, which is currently backwards compatible, as are both Fable 2 and 3. So make sure to play those games before watching this video, or just continue with no regard for spoilers. Fable was released by Lionhead Studios on September 14th, 2004. The game was immediately praised for its amazing storytelling, interesting world and setting, and its new additions that changed the RPG genre for the better. There were really only two things that plagued Fable 1, being its ending, the entire game building up to an amazing fight between the hero, if unchanged, aptly titled Chicken Chaser. Yep, that's mostly how they say that. And the main antagonist of the game, the dreaded Jack of Blades. But once the fight was over, you were left with either a cool sword and a hole in your stomach where resolution would normally be, or just the hole and no real gratification. Yep, that's basically how it went. The other issues being that for years leading up to the release of Fable, gamers were promised a revolutionary new RPG that would change the landscape of video games for the rest of time as we knew it. But what we got was just a damn good RPG and of course a cool sword depending on your choices. So that's super cool, I guess. There's no way that developer Lionhead could live up to the promises that Peter Molyneux had made, but they could fix the issues that fans had with the ending. Thus, Fable The Lost Chapters was born. Fable The Lost Chapters was released in September of 2005 as an add-on to the original Fable game, but sadly, to my knowledge, you couldn't transfer your save. But this actually was a good thing, because not only did The Lost Chapters fix issues with the anticlimactic ending of Fable, it also added some much-needed exposition and filler content throughout the game, such as characters and entire scenes that hadn't existed in the original. With the addition of The Lost Chapters, I can honestly say that Fable did indeed change the landscape of games as we knew it. Not to mention, it's what's got yours truly into video games in the first place. So lucky you! After the release of The Lost Chapters, Fable saw a drought for several years and began to fade into the background of gamers' minds and closets. With the release of the 360 in 2005, the RPG genre received a plethora of new titles such as The Elder Scrolls IV: Oblivion in 2006 and Mass Effect in 2007. It was almost assured no one would be still talking about this little RPG that could on the original Xbox. But to the awe of many a gamer, a mere 4 years later, Fable finally received a much-deserved sequel in Fable 2. Fable 2 was set in the Industrial Revolution of Albion, whereas the original was set in the medieval times. This meant that bow and arrow would be replaced with flintlock pistols and rifles. but strangely enough, crossbows were still part of the game, which I've always found really odd, but whatever. This iteration of Fable still contained the witty British humor and interesting game world, but also augmented it with a new magic system and altogether graphical overhaul. Fable 2 was polarizing to say the least. Critics all around gave it favorable reviews, but gamers didn't exactly feel the same way. Some enjoyed everything it had to offer, even though the campaign is quite short for an RPG, averaging at about 10 hours, and others just plain hated everything about it. So that's cool. Fable 2 received several small additions such as Knothole Island, but nothing like the Lost Chapters. The biggest addition to Fable 2 was the release of Fable 2 pub games, which allowed you to play several mini-games based in the Fable universe. I think Fable 2 is definitely underrated. Sure, its story was short, but it introduced so many new enemy types and characters that fleshed out the world in so many amazing ways. Only 2 years later, Fable 3 was released. Once again, favorable reviews by critics and lukewarm hatred by fans of the series. It's because that game is a trash factory. It's a blazing pile of hot garbage. The game actually isn't that bad. It just didn't do anything to really impact the series for the better, so I'm still a little salty about it. Especially because several months later, the quintessential Fable game would be released and change the world as we know it. Yes, I'm talking about motherfucking Fable Heroes. Fable Heroes was a 4-player beat-em-up based in the Fable universe where you played as popular Fable characters. It sports a whimsical art style filled with vibrant colors and dull characters. Overall, the game wasn't terrible, it just was unnecessary. There's no reason to play the game unless you're a Fable fan with an extra couple bucks in your Xbox Live account that you need to spend. After this, the Fable series basically rolled downhill with the exception of Fable Anniversaries, where Big Blue Box Studios brought us an HD remaster of the original Fable and the Lost Chapters. But seriously, the Fable series was at an all-time low, with the release of Fable The Journey in 2012. This game took away all that made the Fable games fun and interesting, and instead opted to use an on-tracks approach and favored the Kinect when it came to gameplay. I think I hated this game more than I think I ever hated a game before, but yeah, that's basically how that goes. But that wasn't it for Fable. Microsoft couldn't let sleeping dogs lie. In August of 2013, Fable Legends was announced, a game that had almost nothing to do with Fable other than it was set in Albion during the time of Heroes, and many of the amazing heroes you heard of throughout the series were now playable characters. But this game wasn't an RPG or anything like it. It was a 5-player co-op game where 4 players played heroes and 1 player played the villain who sent minions to kill the mighty heroes. This game embraced the new games as a service model instead of following the RPG roots that made the Fable series such an amazing franchise. Fable Legends was later canceled in March of 2016, and that, for the most part, brings us to present day, with the exception of Fable Fortune, which is another spin-off that utilizes card-based mechanics similar to the popular card game in the Witcher series Gwent. I haven't played Fable Fortune, but I really would like to pick it up soon and try it out. I mean, it seems really interesting. I enjoyed Gwent, so I think I might like it. The Fable series will always hold a special place in my heart because of its hilarious sense of humor, fun gameplay, and interesting world, and I guess that's what I hope to see in this hypothetical addition to the series. I hope that Fable is finally given a fair shake, but not only as a set of mini-games or a weird co-op game no one asked for, but as a full-fledged single-player RPG. I don't want there to be any multiplayer involved. Seriously, no multiplayer. It's unnecessary. There's single-player RPGs haven't died yet. I just want a fantastic story with fun gameplay and amazing visuals similar to the original Lost Chapters and Fable 2. I really don't think that it's too much to ask for. I actually wouldn't mind if it were to follow Fable Legends and be set in the time of Heroes. That way we can expand on the lore of the Fable universe. That would be super cool. With the success of Witcher 3 and Horizon Zero Dawn, I don't see why Fable 4 can't just be a fantastic single-player RPG in the same vein as the original. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure you click that like button. Make sure you subscribe for more upcoming content. I post pretty much every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday being being the You Guys May Being podcast, and Wednesday and Friday being full-fledged videos. If you guys wouldn't mind, check out our Patreon page. You guys can give me $1, $2, $5, however much you guys feel like you might want to do, and you get some special perks that you get for your pledge. Yeah, it's weird. It's odd. Basically, the reason I want to do that is to keep our community going and also keep these videos ad-free. That is baked in ads and monetization free altogether. So that is what I would like to drive for this channel, and I hope that I can with the help from you guys. So I want to know what you guys feel might come from a Fable 4 and what you want from a Fable 4. And if you like this video, of course, and all sorts of stuff down in the comments below. I'm really excited to talk to you guys, and I really want to hear you guys' opinions on this. I think it's very possible it might happen, especially because of the lack of Microsoft exclusive games, and they need that big RPG to sell that system. So I'm really excited to find out what happens. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great night.